Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with us this Tuesday morning, February 23rd, bright and early, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to look at taking a couple trades and see what the market gives us. At Forex Smart Trade, our goal is to make you the best version of yourself, and we do that by helping you become financially independent by teaching you how to currency trade using our super accurate proprietary indicators. We are so confident in how well our indicators perform and our ability to teach you to use them that we have a guarantee, and that guarantee is that you can trade. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Somebody calling very early in the morning. Anyways, we have a guarantee. We're so confident in how well our indicators perform that we will let you trade company money after you've been trained. So with that, let's get started. In this session, our signals provide. Let's actually so before we get started. Hold on here a second. Having a slight technical difficulty, and there we go. There we go. All right. So before we get started, we've got some housekeeping stuff to do. So let us listen to the disclosure.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
Okay, that guy's very negative. I don't like to start the morning with him. I like to start the morning positive. In our sessions, in this session, our indicators give a variety of different signals. The signal I primarily trade off of is something called the 10-point trade, where we are trying to get these various lines to line up. Occasionally, I also use the what's called the thick orange line trade. In your training, you will come up with a trade plan that helps you accomplish, figure out the kind of the trading style that kind of resonates with you. With that, I go through when I start my trading day, I've got a trade routine. I have a checklist that I go through at the start of every day. And it starts with just making sure that the indicators are connected and live. And I do that right here. We're looking at the green chart. If I get a big green box up in the left-hand corner, and then I've got a small green box in the bottom right corner of each chart. That tells me the chart is connected to the internet and live. I would not be live if this were showing as red. So here I've gone back in time to look at the chart for whatever reason. Primarily, I would go back in time to do something called backtesting. So as you start to learn the signals, you don't have to kind of wait for the signal to show up. You can just pull the time period back and then just start going through it an hour at a time, looking for the signal or whatever time chart you're trading on. Looking for the signal, see when you see it, mark it, and then see what happens as you go forward to improve your accuracy. And let's just check that our CoinEx is live. I know the CoinEx is live when I'm seeing this little white line here move around a little bit. That is telling me that we are live on the CoinEx. So we're ready to trade. A review of yesterday. We do this on a weekly basis, so it's I've made so many trades between now and then. It is good habit to review your trades at the end of the day to see what you did wrong and make correction. Last week we took 2 trades and both closed. I did another session on Wednesday with somebody, and again, both of those trades closed profitably also. It is good habit in the beginning to take a screenshot so you can know exactly what you were looking at the time you took the trade. That helps if you want to get some feedback on, hey, why didn't this trade do what I thought it was? You can show us the screenshot and we can say, all right, well, you know, we can give feedback on that. So good to review your trades every day. Before we start, we are technical traders. We want to know if there's news coming up that might impact a currency pair that we're trading on. So we take a look at a news feed. The news feed we take a look at is off of Forex Factory. There are a number of them. Forex Factory is nice because it breaks down the news feed into 3 categories. The yellow are low impact, the orange are medium impact, and the red are high impact. And today at 10 a.m., Fed Chairman Powell is speaking. When he speaks, he has the ability to move the market. And then so normally I would not want to be in a USD pair by 7 o'clock. So we may not, unless we have a compelling trade presented to us, we'll stay away from USD pairs. We also want to stay away from Canadian pairs. Well, Canadian pairs we got till about 9:30 to get out of that pair. I like to be out of it 3 hours beforehand, just in case I've miscalculated. So USD and Canadian pairs we've got to watch out for. So now let us go into our analysis. And on the 10-point trade, I like to start with these composite charts. These composite charts showed me 6 different currency pairs at a time, and I can quickly scan through them and see if I see a signal. If I see a signal, then I'm going to go into more detail, a more detailed chart to decide if I want to take the trade and how much the trade is worth. Australian dollar, I start with the majors and minors, this middle section of the chart. I am looking for situations where we are either oversold. Oversold means we're below the red line, or overbought, which means we are above the blue line. So I'm looking for oversold. So on the Australian US dollar, we are oversold. And let me put my glasses on so I can see it a little better. And I'm looking for the majors to be pointing up and double crossed, and the minors to be pointing up and double crossed, and I have that here. So I've got the first 3 points of the trade. So I'm looking for 3 things. Oversold is 1. Both majors and minors pointing up is 2, and then green crossing over red and gray crossing over black. I've got all 3. If I have 3, I'm going to jump up to my TNTs, and I want to count how many lines are going in the right direction. 1 orange line is going up, 1 orange line is going down. So I only have the 1 orange, the thick orange line being consistent with what I'm seeing down here. Then I take a look at the blue lines. The blue lines are inversely related. So what that means is when blue is going down, that means up. So I've got 2 of the blue lines going down. So I've got 3 out of 4 here. So that is positive. I want to have at least 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4. Usually the 3 that I'm going to have, this situation's a little unusual, is I'm going to have the 2 orange lines going up and the dotted blue going down. The thick blue is usually the last to turn, and he has already turned. So I've got 3 here. Then I am going to go down to my pressure. So I got 3 here, 3 here. I need to get 1 out of my pressure. Pressure is down pressure with red on top. I want either up pressure where the lines are pointing up, or the green line is on top for a buy. The lines are converging. That's good. They're getting closer together, which suggests that the green is going to cross over the red. But right now I've got down pressure with red on top, so I don't have a point here out of the pressure. I want to have a point out of each section, or the minimum points out of each section, because that increases my accuracy. And the whole thing here is to have that high accuracy rate. My accuracy rate is about 82%. If I am limiting my trades to those few that have that highest chance of doing what I'm predicting it will do, I will have that good accuracy, and my bank account will reflect it. So right here, we're missing an element. So I'm going to keep going. Euro USD, oversold, everybody going up. On the majors and minors, the steep here, sorry about that. You'll see this slope on the green line here isn't as steep on as the slope on the green line on the Australian US dollar. The steeper this green line, the more I like the trade. So I'm always looking at how steep this line is. So between these two, between the euro dollar and the Australian dollar, I like the way this green line is versus the euro dollar. But I've got everybody going up. I've got the double cross. I'm oversold. 2 orange lines going up, dotted blue coming down. So this is kind of a little bit more traditional. So I've got 3 out of 4 here. But again, down pressure with red on top. I want green on top. So it's not quite ready for the buy yet. The lines are, again, converging, very similar to what we're seeing on the Australian USD. Pound dollar. Overbought. Minors have committed to going down. Majors are going sideways. They're kind of going down, but it's really more sideways. You see the kink in the line right here. That kink bothers me. So even though we've kind of got the 3 points here, I'm not going to take this trade because of the kink in the line. 2 orange lines are going down pretty steeply here. Dotted blue going up. I got 3 out of 4. But again, up pressure with red on top. So we do have a point here. So we've got 7 points here. Only thing is, I don't like this kink in the line. So even though we've got 7 points that meet the trade, I'm going to hold off. We'll come back to this. The other reason I'm going to hold off on it is because it's got the euro, it's got the pound dollar in it. So part of the exercise in the morning is just how do I look at trades so that you can look at them the same way. So even though, and actually now it's kinked up, it's going up. So and the 2 lines here have gone flat. So we are going to hold off. USD Canadian overbought. Everybody's going down. Got nice steepness on the green line here. 2 orange lines going down, 2 blue lines going up, which means down. So I've got 4 out of 4 here. However, I got up pressure with green on top. The lines are converging. They're getting closer together, so at some point the red and green will cross, but I'm missing a point from the pressure, so we're going to pass. USD Swiss franc overbought, but my majors are going sideways, so I'm not even going to bother looking anymore. The sideways on the majors scares me off. USD yen overbought, but again sideways. They are kind of going down, but this is really more sideways to me. We got the double cross with red on top and black on top. We've got 3 out of 4, but we've got that unusual pattern with the thick orange coming down and the 2 blues going up. Normally, I would expect the thick blue to be going down and the thin orange going down. And we do have red crossed here. But again, this sideways, we're going to just pass on it. Plus, the fact is we got news coming up. So the second pair of charts are primarily non-US based. Euro pound oversold. Majors are going sideways. I'm going to just pass on that. Australian yen oversold. Everybody's going up. Double cross. Green over red. Gray over black, and we've got actually excellent steepness here. Look how steep this line is on the green. So I like this. Not quite halfway, so that's good. 2 orange lines going up. Dotted blue coming down. We've got sideways pressure here. Sideways pressure. Sideways. So there's a big gap here. The green line is going up, but it's below. So we're getting a little convergence, but the lines are going sideways. Sideways typically means retracement. Retracement means the current candle is going to recopy what was off the last candle. It has, and it's actually starting to copy what the candle is from 2 hours ago. I kind of like this. Let's see the full chart. Let's take a look at the full chart. Oops. We'll just open up, and I'm going to AUDJPY. I'm just going to change this chart to AUDJPY. AUDJPY. All my charts are linked, so when I change one, it changes them all. Save as, change the name, AUDJPY. And the first thing I want to know is where my support and resistance are, so I need to get this guy back in so we can see him. Since this is a chart that I don't normally trade, I don't have the support and resistance already drawn on it. If it was something that I normally would trade, say like the Euro USD, you see I have the support and resistance already drawn in. So support and resistance is where let's see here. I just want to. I'm going to do some ballpark support and resistance is where the lines tend to stop on their own. So here's stopping, here's stopping, here's stopping. So we're at the top of the market. stopped in here, stopped about in here and here, stopped here. This is a much bigger gap than I would normally like. And it would get resolved if we could go back further, but right now this chart's got only 90 days of data on it. So, excuse me, so we'll use what we have. Now, if we take a look at this, if you go back to my my handout, I want to know what the trend is, where the support and resistance are, what the channels are. So if we're looking at this over the last 3 weeks, what has been the trend? We're trading into an up market. Last 2 days, we've been in this channel. The reason I want to know the trend is that it helps me figure out how many pips I want to take. So if I'm trading into an uptrend, I'm going to take more pips than if I'm trading into a downtrend. Taking a buy into a downtrend. So now that I know kind of where I am, I want to know how many pips do I have from where I'm at to that next support resistance line. So I've got about 12 up and 14, 15 down. So, we theoretically might be able to move this line. Let's just move it up a hair. Move it up to here. And that gives us just a little bit more on the upside. 15, 17 pips going up. All right, so I've got 17 pips going up. Up, so my signal's still the same. 3 here, 3 here. Green is going up. I've got a gap on a sideways trend. So even though I don't have, so this isn't a down pressure sideways, but I've got my green going up, so I'm willing to take it. On my 2-hour chart, pressure's going up. Majors are going up, minors are going down. They're in the middle of the channel, it's turned. When there's a discrepancy, ideally I like to see all the majors and minors doing the same thing, but when there's a discrepancy, I'm going to pay more attention to what the majors are doing. Here I've got on the TNTs on the longer charts, I usually don't pay as much attention to. I'm just looking at the majors and minors and the pressure. On the 2-hour chart, I've got the green kinked and going sideways, a little bit down. I've got the gap that tells me retracement. So I like this okay. And on the day chart, I've got up pressure and sideways. On the 30-minute, I've got up pressure with red on top. We're going up through the channel. And on the 5-minute, I'm overbought and it's kind of going up a little bit. I like this for a trade for 10 pips. Let me just double check here. Five pips to here, 7 pips to here, 16 pips up. You know what? We're going to take it for 8 pips. We're going to be conservative. The reason I'm taking it to 8 pips because that's where the high was for the day. So we'll take it for 8 pips. So what was that? That was AUDJPY. AUD, I don't have that chart open, so I'm going to open it, file, new chart, AUDJPY, not there. Let's look in this group. Not here. Let's look in the next group. AUDJPY here. I am going to take a new order, AUDJPY. My lot size, I'm going to move my decimal place over 4. So for an $8,300 account, this is a demo account. We're going to do 0.83, and it is a buy. Market execution buy. And it records it down below. I click anywhere along it. It highlights it, and now I need to add my take profit and stop loss. My take profit, I said, was 8 pips. 8 pips is, I'm going to put 81, which is 81 points is just a hair over 8 pips. And then for my stop loss, let's go back and take a look. I usually want to go 2 support and resistances away. 2 support and resistances away would be down here. That's a little too far. Maybe we'll go to about here. I'm going to go below where it kind of seemed to bounce. I'm going to go right below where it bounced. So I'm going to go to 82,849. 82,849. Normally I would go down here below this second support line, but we'll go to 82,849 just to be a little more conservative. 82.849. And then just looking at this, I want to be below where this wick is. So I'm going to pull this down just a hair. So that brings us to 82,809. Actually, let me write. All right, so we took one trade. Let's go and see. That was a 10-point trade for 8 pips. Let's take a look and see if we have a thick orange line trade. So thick orange line trade, this is a different signal. On this signal, we are looking at what this number is. And we want this number to be either 0 or minus 100 or within 10 points of either end. So minus 23 isn't, minus 28 isn't, minus 19 isn't, minus 76 isn't. This trade, by the way, we take it right before the top of the hour. If you take a look here, we've got a minute 59 seconds before the top of the hour. Minus 93, that's within 10 of minus 100. When I see this, then I want to get confirmation by looking at my majors and minors, and I want to see all 4 of these lines well below the red line. They are above the blue, so I don't have confirmation. Minus 100 here, USD, JPY. But all my lines are above the overbought. I want them down below the oversold. So I don't have both pieces of the signal. Let's keep going. Minus 38 isn't 0 or minus 100. Minus 75 is not 0 or minus 100. 0, yes. But my lines, my minors are above the blue, but my majors aren't. So I don't have the full signal. Minus 59, no. Minus 2, New Zealand USD. So this is within 10. I've got all 4 lines above. Let's take a 5-point sell on NZD USD. 5-point sell on NZD USD. NZD is not open, so we need to open him. New chart. NZD USD right here. We are going to take a new order. Sell by market 0.83. And this is always good for 5 pips, so I don't have to do that more detailed analysis. 5 pips is 50 points. If I click here, and based on the success of this trade, we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss. I like to get the full 5 pips, so we got in at 0.7329. So we're going to go to 0.7324. 244. So I'm going to just adjust this to 73244. And there we go. So we took 2 trades today. And actually, what some traders like to do on this trade is they like to confirm. That the oops, where was it? That this number, NZD USD, that the thick orange line number changes by more than 10. And you see that if I go back to the top of the hour, -2, current number -31. So it's changed by almost 30 points. So I would expect that within the next hour, we're going to get some of that pullback, get that quick 5 pip bump. Any questions? Let's take a look. How do I add the red pressure line to the CoinEx? Gary, call me, and I will show you how to do that. Hey, one last thing. If anyone is interested in participating in a focus group is has nothing to do with trading. I do, as you know, I do a variety of different things, and one of the things is we've come up with a product innovation that we are trying to license to a food company, and we want to get a little bit of feedback from consumers. And basically, it takes the existing salsa jar. You ever try to eat out of a salsa jar? I'm kind of too lazy to pour it into a jar to eat it out of. But you can only really get the top third of the salsa when you eat out of the salsa jar. We have designed a new jar that makes it much easier to eat out of, which kind of looks like this. We've got a couple different versions of it, but basically the current version is this. We'd like to get a little feedback from people. So if you're interested in participating in a focus group, drop me an email, and I'll put you on the list and figure out what we'll give you for your time. Probably take about an hour, where will be some person who does statistics, who does the questioning, and get your feedback on things. All right. Any other questions? All right, great, everybody. Thanks for being here. We will see you next week. Good trading. Again, we're here to help. If you need anything, just reach out. Bye-bye.